Hello all, I'm Manan Gauba. I lead strategy and partnerships for banking capital markets here at Cognizant. Today I have with me Ronak Doshi, partner for BFSI from Everest Group, and on my right, Nageswar Cherukupalli. He leads banking and capital markets business unit at Cognizant. So we're here talking about the open banking rankings recently released by Everest. And Ronak, to you, the first question. We have seen the positive impact of PSD2 in
Yeah.
UK market, right? In improving security, fostering more innovation, even competition.
Yeah.
Now, it has also been a great learning experience for all of us in the ecosystem because there have been challenges,
Yeah.
cybersecurity and whatnot. Now, with CFPB 1033 expected by fall, how do you see this playing out for the consumer over here, for our clients? How do you see that? And secondly, how do you see Cognizant preparing itself or prepared in responding to these opportunities?
Sure. It's interesting because as an analyst, I've been tracking this space since 2016. The first assessment we did in open banking was in 2017 around evaluating IT service providers providing these services. And one of the things, it was so interesting that open banking was so new. We were trying to all learn, the ecosystem was getting there, but the base technologies weren't, right? So it was all about, can we expose a set of data, services, and products through APIs? And can we then consume them? And the intent was to drive more product innovation and give more choices to customers while enhancing the resiliency of the overall financial services system. So PSD1, PSD2 were pioneers in doing this in the Europe region. But what we saw was a lot of the best practices and technologies and capabilities were being taken across the globe. And it was very interesting. Organically, it was happening out here in the US and Canada and the North America market and even other regions. And now we're seeing it to convert into more formal regulation. So it's been a good playground in terms of getting ready, as all these organizations have been doing some shape or form of it to kind of work around open banking technologies and drive that value to customers, right? One of my best examples was in the corporate banking space. A lot of the US banks were already working with their large corporate clients and saying, we will build the product and experience together for you to serve you better. So they were co-creating financial services product that were integrated in their own ERP system, or providing them technology that can be a bolt-on on their ERP system. So what is happening is all my financial transactions are going through that system. I get all the services out of those systems. I don't have to do a back and forth. It reduces a lot of issues. It gives you better experiences, better control on things like working capital, gets you access to credit on demand. I think those are powerful things which is happening. So with the real time wave that we are seeing, open banking is just accelerating that. Definitely, you spoke about the challenges in terms of cybersecurity, protection of the customers, and other pieces. But if you look at the core principles of regulators, have always been, it has to be in the best interest of customers. It has to be in the best interest of the government and the country. And I think that's what is that's what we are seeing financial services firms do towards that. And coming back to this assessment, it's important, right? Because you have it's a business problem, open banking, but at the same time, it's about technology enabling that business problem or solving that business problem. So we're talking about the base technologies of the right infrastructure, which is the data and cloud, having the right API integrations with your core systems and your core augmentation, which is all around it. And then how do you drive innovation in business? So bringing the business and the infrastructure and the IT team together to kind of deliver is where we are seeing it. And definitely from a Cognizant perspective, we've seen fantastic progress in terms of the partnerships that you've set up, and I think the capabilities you're building. The second piece is around these solutions, which are very, very line of business specific for those areas, for those business products that we're building. And then modernization and engineering capability. I think overall Cognizant over the last few years, through a bunch of acquisition, you've also bolstered the engineering capability. And I think that has helped you because open banking is about a lot of platform and product engineering. And you need that capability when you're doing open banking as an area. And we are now starting to see open banking being very synonymous with banking as a whole, which is the way to go. And again, we're really excited the way industry is shaping up around that.
That's very aptly said, Ronak. It's all about the ecosystem as we see and how we orchestrate, uh, you know, all these results for our customers working with our partners. Nagesh, to you now, based on this assessment, we are obviously looking at some trends and drivers. How are you preparing in so that you have big presence in regional banking with large banks and now going into mid markets? How are you tackling this and preparing yourself so that you can adequately service these client needs?
Hey, thanks, Ronak. Thank you very much for including us in the peak matrix assessment for open banking. I think you've always been ahead in terms of assessing. It's definitely interesting to see that you started this assessment back in 2017. I need one other aspect that I wanted to tie back and talk about, right, in terms of how Cognizant was working on these, aspects because of our expertise and what we've done for clients within the European segment, right? The way we've been able to embrace some of those things and bring that. We've always worked with partners extensively, and our relationship with some of the partners like Temenos, which has really helped us in terms of expanding in the European segment, and that sort of gave us a sort of early head start in the open banking space. Now, while in US, a lot of this open banking, has started because of some of are picking up because of these regulatory, whether it's a CFPB 1033 or other regulations that are driving or fueling this open banking adoption. But I think we've always been working with clients in trying to drive them more towards, as you said, the API strategy. How do we make sure move more towards an API centric approach than looking at the traditional approach, right? So that sort of has helped us in being ahead in the market, and some of our capabilities that we have developed over the last 3 to 4 years, and our relationship with the banks, the large mid market, and the credit unions, and trying to see how we can bring the expertise across all of these various segments, and combining that with the partners like Plate, right? We've been working with them extensively in seeing how we can take some of those solutions back to the market, and that actually plays a relevant role today, and that is what has helped us in terms of being ahead in the market and servicing clients and bringing specific solutions and value in the open banking space.
Yeah, and one thing to add, right? As we see democratization of data and AI through the infrastructure, this is the democratization of financial services products that is happening. And I think this is a great opportunity for the ecosystem and Cognizant, because we're going to see massive changes out here in terms of building these newer experiences, building these newer products, and how you take a part in the bank's journey to kind of deliver that with the ecosystem, as you kind of rightly said.
Absolutely, and I think the large banks obviously have got the muscle to be able to do that. With support of the vendors or partners like Cognizant, but there are the mid-market banks who are actually looking for bolt-on solutions that can quickly help them get onto the open banking bandwagon. And I think this is the right time to be able to build those solutions jointly with partners and take to those banks.
That's very aptly said. So thank you for your time and thank you all.